It is heartbreaking when we see our kids suffering, when we see our kids feeling lonely and alone. And when we look at some of the research, we know that 80% of kids feel lonely at some time. It's part of the mental health crisis. So as parents, one thing that we can do is we can help support our kids in making connections. And that can feel difficult when we have a child that is no longer a child. We have someone who's a teen and we're trying to figure out how to support them in making connections because we're no longer scheduling the play dates. If you're new to me, my name is Laura Hayes. I'm a life coach and school counselor, and I'm the founder of the Brave Girl Project, where I help girls develop the skills they need to live life bravely. I did a workshop this past weekend on how to develop your social magnet. We were focusing on things that I feel are integral for every person to be aware of and to understand to help them turn on their social magnet. The first thing is we have automatic thoughts. These automatic thoughts, they pop into our head, and then we have feelings because of those thoughts. And then because of those feelings, we take different actions, attitudes, or behaviors. First thing that we want to be aware of is how much social connection is important. It's part of our earliest recorded history. We've been social animals. We've had to rely on one another for survival. And when all of a sudden we feel disconnected from our friends, it does increase our anxiety and it alerts us. We are wired now in our nervous system to make sure that we don't do things that embarrass us. When we have transitions in middle school or transitions into high school, friendships are changing and it leaves a lot of our teens feeling very lonely and adrift without a stable person and an anchor that they can hold on to. Sometimes we may hear our children share, no one likes me, they think I'm weird, I don't have anything to say, I don't know what to talk about with these people. No one in my class likes the things that I like. Everyone has a best friend. This can be the general sense and feeling of a lot of our teens. It may be something that they express verbally, or you may see it play out in their body language and in their changing and shifting activities. Criticism and rejection are very painful. And that's where their anxiety starts to go haywire. And the part of their brain that is developing so much during adolescence keeps them on high alert. And that part of the brain is looking for anything that could be a threat. And rejection, that is a threat. When we are having these automatic thoughts, they're happening so quickly, we oftentimes don't see the distortion. And our kids, they don't see that. They're in that heightened state. One of the things that I shared in our workshop this past weekend are the 7 distorted thoughts that most often come up. And that's what I want to share with you today, because you might recognize these in your child or your teen. This is what turns off our magnet into making connections with either new friends or current friends. First is catastrophizing. Assuming the worst possible outcome is going to happen. It may be discounting the positives. You might hear your teen refusing to take credit or focus on the positive. They have the one negative thing that has happened. They hone in and focus on that. If it's labeling, where they put a negative name on themselves, something that they see in themselves that they think will be rejected. This is the big one that a lot of my teens experience. It's the spotlighting effect, where we think everybody's watching us, or that it's obvious how we feel on the inside, that people can tell that on the outside. With the spotlighting effect, since our brain is in this heightened development, it looks for all the evidence. Your teen feels like everybody is watching them, even though we know that's not the case, but to them, this is an experience that they're feeling inside their body. Mind reading often happens when our kids are guessing what others are thinking or will think about them if they do something or don't do something. The negative comparisons that you might hear when they compare themselves to someone who is popular, successful, someone who has a very large friend group or following. And then the final one is social perfectionism, this belief that mistakes are unacceptable, they're cringy. It would be the worst thing to do to make a blunder or a mistake in front of someone. Our feelings and our thoughts are interrelated, and it creates a chain reaction. And when we're anxious and in a new situation, your brain is trying to protect you from experiencing rejection. So you feel more nervous. We find ourselves doing a lot of avoidance behaviors to help mitigate those anxious feelings. Those automatic thoughts that flash through our mind happen so quickly and develop those feelings. And so the common action is to avoid. The problem here, it will be an easy fix for the anxiety your teen is experiencing, but it is not a long-term fix. They will not grow or get what they want. It only alleviates immediate discomfort in the moment. But a chain reaction is only as strong as the weakest link. If we can identify and learn how to break some of these links, it can be helpful. In the workshop we did on Sunday, we looked at key questions we can ask ourselves to help us start to notice those distorted thoughts so that we can start to break the automatic thought to relieve some of the anxiety that we experience. And may not have had a chance to attend the workshop, you can still attend it because I recorded this. This is going to become part of one of my courses. So I would love for you and your daughter, this is even appropriate if you have a son because boys do experience this. I have a handout that will help guide them through all the key concepts. And then we're going to look at using psychology to help us make connection and understand the science behind certain behaviors that kids can do, even if they are shy, that they can do to help start making connections so that they can build social circle that they feel happy and connected to and less lonely. And that is the ultimate goal of this course for my friends. It is ready for you to watch. I have the link so you can register. With that purchase, you will also be able to attend this coming workshop this Sunday at 7 p.m. And it's how to deepen communication so that we can take these surface friendships and get it to be a deeper relationship. I know as a parent, it can be so heartbreaking, but you're not alone. I have a community for girls. It's called the Brave Girl Tribe. It's for girls in 5th grade on up. It's a safe place where we talk about these skill sets. Girls attend our coaching calls on Sundays, lots of course material that they can look at, and a safe place where we can communicate with one another so they have someone other than just mom and dad that they can talk to. If you're curious and you're wondering if this would be a good fit for your daughter, I would love to jump on a call with you so we can talk and I can learn a little bit about your daughter and what she's currently experiencing. If you have questions, feel free. You can always add a question to the comment. You can send me a direct message, or you can always email me at laura@thebravegirlproject.com. Thanks so much. Take care, sweet friends. Bye-bye.